it seems that Jewish unity is nothing more than a goal to strive towards, an ideal that we try to achieve, to limit the infighting and to work together in unity. But in my opinion, I believe that Jewish unity goes even further and a little bit deeper in three ways. Number one, horizontally. Number two, vertically. And number three, individually. Number one, horizontally, can be gleaned from the Jerusalem Talmud, which gives us a strategy of how we may limit jealousy from one to another. And it asks us to visualize one who is cutting meat with one hand and he accidentally cuts his other hand. Would we ever imagine that his injured hand would strike out in revenge against the hand that was cutting? Of course not. Why is that? It's because both hands are part of the same body. It would be ridiculous for one part of the body to feel jealousy or anger towards the other part of the body. So that is Jewish unity. It's more than a poetic expression. It's an actual reality that we are one organic unit. The Jewish people are one, more than one family. We're one single unit with many separate parts, and every part is vitally important for the unit to function. That's horizontally across the entire generation in which we live. Number two is vertically. We are one unit throughout all the pages of history. We can glean this from a verse in the Torah which teaches us that we must not mistreat strangers. The reason is because we were strangers ourselves in Egypt. The obvious question is, we were not strangers in our modern times, back in Egypt 3,500 years ago. So how does it help us to motivate us to treat strangers well? Because we were strangers ourselves, if it's not true. The answer must be that deep inside of us, somewhere in our spiritual DNA, we have all of the experiences of Jewish history. Why is that? Because we are one unit. We're unified not only horizontally, but even vertically throughout all of the pages, the good times and the bad of all Jewish history. It's in us, it's part of us. It's who we are as Jewish people. And finally, number three is individually. Within every individual Jew, we have unity, a marriage between our body and our soul. These are two forces that are in relentless battle between both of them. The body is the material craving, and the soul is the spiritual craving. When you look at me, my body is greatly weakened. My body has very little control now. And the ratio between the unity of body and soul is now less than 50-50. I think that my soul, at this point in my life, is stronger than it has ever been. I would ask you to look at me and be happy, because my soul is so strong. The spiritual side is guiding me, and I'm in greater touch with my inner life because of the fact that my material body is at such a weakened state. And that's my blessing to all of us to look at me and get more in touch with who you are, because you have more strength in your body. And if I'm functioning, and if I'm doing what I love to do, I'm being who I need to be, and you can do the same.
How appropriate that this Jewish Unity Live event is being held one short week before the holiday of Shavuos. When Bnei Israel, the Jewish people, were gathered at the base of Har Sinai for that momentous occasion, the pasuk, the verse says, "Vayichan sham Yisrael neged hahar," and the Jewish people stood at the bottom of the mountain. It uses the expression Vayichan, and he camped, which is an expression of singular, one individual. However, in reality, there were close to 3 million people gathered in that spot. Rashi on that pasuk says, Ki ish echad b'lev echad, like one man with one heart. They were completely unified, completely as one, unified in one goal. Approximately 1 year ago, a har, a mountain, an arduous challenge was placed in front of our family. We did not know how we were going to scale that mountain and how we would succeed. The Jewish community of Ottawa and beyond unified themselves to stand behind us and to support us, to encourage us along this journey. For that, we are eternally grateful. And I am proud to say that Jewish unity is alive in Ottawa.